here for Farming Wortley branch, and I'm actually one of the coordinator and chairperson of the Leeds Green Party, which city-wide party was formed in February this year. And I wasn't really quite sure how to approach this, so I thought what I'd do is two things. One is a kind of my personal journey of how I ended up with the Green Party, very, very briefly, before I do too much of that, and then some reasons why I think, you you should actually take a look yourselves. So it's going to end up being something a bit like a cross between This Is Your Life and a party political broadcast. I come from a working class background. Father was a retired railwayman of 30 years, 17 years in the train crew. Mother is a homemaker and did part-time work. Last sort of major thing she was work at her friend's market store. I come from North Staffordshire, and a particular part of North Staffordshire is famous for its pottery industry, mining, steel making as well, and railways. So I've always sort of felt that I needed to support working people and maybe the underdog. I was lucky enough to come to this city to study politics and sociology in 1990 because I had access to higher education without fees, and I had a grant rather than a student loan. Now, I certainly would never have come here without those two things being in place, and I think it is fundamentally unfair that young people today do not have the same opportunity that I had. Now, back in the day, back in Stoke-on-Trent, the Labour Party was seen as the champion of the working person, and I joined the Labour Party, maybe in my naivety, in my late teens. And I'm going to borrow a comment from one of my fellow Green Party colleagues who said, I didn't leave the Labour Party left me. Naturally, I was delighted to see the Tory government give a good thrashing in '97 and kicked out, but that delight soon turned to disappointment when I realised what had been ushered in was pretty much more of the same. And I found myself completely alienated from the three main political parties, so nothing to be about my life, and I got quite apathetic, to be honest. And for somebody who actually studied politics and was passionate about it, that was rather sad. But anyway, eventually I discovered the Green Party, and I think it's down to a sense of fair play, honesty, and principled politics that they appeal to me, and their policies appeal to me. So I should also say that I've been a local government worker for 17 years, and I'm a trade union steward. So there's a bit of a theme to all this. But what I would say about the Green Party is that if you want your politicians to stand up for ordinary people in societies vulnerable, rather than the bankers and corporations, look to the Green Party. If you want an alternative to the near identical three main parties and their commitment to neoliberal economics, then look to the Green Party. If you want full reform of the banking system, fairer progressive taxation, and measures to try to close the gap, the wide gap, between rich and poor in the UK, then look to the Green Party. If the creation of 1 million new jobs through investment in workforce training, renewables, public transport, insulation schemes, public housing and waste management appeals to you, then look to the Green Party. If you believe in a free NHS with no prescription charges, free eye tests, and no privatisation, part or whole, then look to the Green Party. If you desire high-quality public services that are local, publicly owned, publicly funded, and most importantly, publicly accountable, invested in and not subject to cuts, then look to the Green Party. If you want a decent future for young people, spending double on youth services and higher education without fees, and living costs covered by a citizen's income rather than student loans, then look to the Green Party. If you think it's a good idea to build new council homes, renovate 37,000 empty council properties, and bring back into use the 300,000 long-term empty private sector homes, then look to the Green Party. If you wish to see the railways back under public control, better services, lower fares, and the subsidising of existing public transport to reduce fares, then look to the Green Party. If you want to grow old in dignity and think older people now should have a fair deal and a decent pension for £170 a week, then look to the Green Party. And if you want councillors that work hard for you all year round, deliver leaflets to tell you where your money's going, and don't turn up just at election time when you're looking for your vote, then look to the Green Party. And of course, if you want to help tackle climate change and leave a planet for our children to inherit, then you'll share the Green Party's desire for investment in renewable sources of energy to end our reliance on fossil fuels and action to end food poverty. The environment runs at the core of Green Party policies, but people are at the forefront. We believe we can improve the lives of millions of ordinary people and tackle global environment issues at the same time with sensible and costly measures. If you like what you've heard, please look more closely at the Green Party. Support us, help us, join us. And you can find more information out at leeds.greenparty.org.uk, or there's some leaflets on the table over there. Thank you very much.
Very good.